All right, let's take a look at number 3. Name the point that is coplanar with A, B, and F. So the word coplanar means that it's going to be on the same plane as these points. So let's look here. We have point A, point B, and point F. And so these 3 points make a plane. And so anything on this plane would be what's called coplanar. And so if you extend this out, you'll notice that E is also on that plane. So E is the answer here. All right, and number 4, as you read it in the figure below, C and V are complementary. So C and V are complementary, and you can see that because of the little 90-degree box. So remember that complementary means that they are at 90 degrees. And the measure of angle V is 42 degrees. So since we know that both these things add up to 90, we can figure out what the other angle is just by subtracting. And so that's going to give us 48. So we know that C is 48 degrees. And so now we can find the measure of angle E. And we'll be able to figure that out because angle E and angle C form a linear pair. And we know that a linear pair, the two angles, these two angles here, will add up to 180 degrees. So this is just simply going the measure of angle E plus 48 equals 180. So now you just subtract the 48. And we finish with the measure of angle E equals 132 degrees. And you can always go back and check it. Take the 132 plus the 48 to make sure it equals the 180. All right, for number 5, we're going to find the value of x. And so when we have two lines that cross, they form a pair of vertical angles, and you just need to remember that the vertical angles are congruent. So that means that they're going to be equal. And so that means we're going to go 5x plus 4 equals 3x plus 10. And now we just solve it. So we minus the 3x from both sides because it's a smaller variable. So that gives us 2x plus 4 equals 10. Now move the 4 to the other side. And that gives us 2x equals 6. Divide both sides by 2. And so we finish with x equals 3. So that's the answer to this question. And if you wanted to make sure you were right, you could take the 3 and plug it in here. So 5 times 3 is 15. And 15 plus 4 equals 19. So that means this angle is 19 degrees. Take the 3, plug it in here. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 10 is 19 degrees. So since we set them equal to each other, they have to be the same. So if you plugged it in, you got something different, you probably made a simple mistake. All right, number 6 says given that measure of RBT, so the measure of angle RBT, so RBT is 102 degrees. So that means this entire thing is 102 degrees. Find x. So this means that if I take this part of the angle and I add it with this part of the angle, it's going to equal 102. So we just go 2x minus 1 plus 3x plus 8, and that will equal 102. So now combine your like terms. So we have 2 and 3. So So 2x and 3x gives us 5x. Combine our constants and numbers, -1 and 8. So -1 plus 8 is 7 equals 102. Now just solve it, minus the 7 from both sides. So we get 5x equals 95. Now divide both sides by 5. And we end up with x equals 19. If you wanted to make sure you were right, again, because it's just asking for x, you could take the 19, plug it in here, and those two things should add to that 102.